Come to me, Ifrit!
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Clive, Ifrit's dominant. Clive is going to enter the battlefield, let me discard my hand, and then draw cards based on my devotion to red, meaning the number of red mana pips I have on all of my permanents. And oftentimes in this deck, that'll be a lot, because I'm running cards that have straight up just all of their mana cost as pips, or things that have a lot of them, or just some very good cards in red that can stick around after doing what they do. We even have removal that adds to our devotion count after it's been used, and of course some very cool enchantments to help out the game. If you manage to get Ifrit, you can also have a fight, more mana, and then eventually he flips back over, becoming Clive. It only costs 6 mana to transform Clive the first time, and if he flips over, you could give him haste so that 9/9 can attack right away. This deck does have a lot of haste enablers. It also has some other devotion payoff like Fanatic of Mogus and Anax and Nyx Lotus and Nykthos to help get you more for your mana pips. And if that weren't enough, it's a big red deck. Do you like Chandra? Do you like Koth? Do you like Gear Hulks and Overlords? We have all of that in this deck. So let's take Clive into the queue and start dominating with devotion. Elishnorn, Mother of Machines, will stop me from drawing cards on entering, but won't stop anything that's not based on enter the battlefield. I think I can keep this. If I can ramp faster than they can, then I might have a chance at just speeding my way to victory. I am going to get rid of my Enduring Courage, though, because that is an enter the battlefield trigger, and just go for turbo ramp here. If I can get these lands out, if I can get Chandra out, I can get Clive out quickly, and maybe get myself established before they prevent my enter the battlefield and double theirs. Yeah, she has a lot of toughness, which is tough. Bringing out Chandra. I'll just bop them for 1. And I could dash Ragavan here, but I think I'd rather just play it. So it's like my turn 2. I have more than double their mana. This was a great start of like ramp into ramp for me, because if I empty out my hand, cool, I get a new one. They took out Ragavan with a baffling end. Mountain. Ping. Clive. I would love to draw 4 cards, thank you very much. Discarding 1, drawing 4. We love mono red card advantage. And I do have enough mana to flip him over. If they play a creature, I can fight him. I guess now I can switch over to using the other +1, just looking for card advantage from Chandra too. What did I get? Okay, it's a land. I could flip Clive over to fight this. I'm down with that. If I wanted to set up for like a large devotion play, I could have gone for like Chandra, using her to make more mana, use that mana to play the Nyx Lotus. And it looks like Ifrit is going to be put into exile with Static Net. Okay, that's fine. Take it out of jail. I have cards in hand to play. I need to empty my hand to get the most out of Clive coming back down, assuming that Norn's not out, but she might be. It is very nice, though, to have all of these Planeswalkers, since they tend to mostly be 1-for-1 removal. Like, you can't just take them all out and get a ton of value. Do I think Chrome Mox is a problem? Yes, I don't think it should be in the format, because kind of like Mana Drain, it can lead to some very swingy games. It at least has the downside of, like, it hits something in your hand, but having extra mana on the first turn specifically, that's tough. Okay, here comes Sky Sovereign, deals 3. That can also take out Planeswalkers, both by attacking them and by blasting them for 3. Lane human. Trying to decide if I want to use my next Lotus first. Probably not. We'll use this, though. Because this will make at least 6 mana. Yes, I would like to discard Shove Aside. Oh, good. Haste Enabler. Nice. I will go for 2 red mana. Use that red mana for Ruby Medallion into Fear of Missing Out. Gonna discard a land. The land that gets discarded, we get to draw. It is unfortunately another land. Here comes Rising of the Day. And I guess I could have swung for 10, but then I would have not gotten anything off the fight anyway. Sagas, by the way, are not enter the battlefields. It's as they enter, they're essentially entering with their first lore counter and getting their trigger. So Elish Norn does not stop the Clive flip. They can kill Chandra. They can reduce the loyalty on other Chandra. Is this deck Oops All Chandras? It's a big red deck, and Planeswalkers are a good way for me to, like, bank Devotion. So, sort of. Okay, so Elish Norn was driving the boat. Oh, I should tap this first. That sounds fun. Ooh, what if I did double damage? Or the face. What if I hexed him? What if I played a bird? What if I won the game? GG, Elish Norn. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier, is going to be sacrificing their creatures to draw cards, trying to turn into Sephiroth, the One-Winged Angel. This hand is not very, like, removal heavy, but it does have my pet card in this deck, which is Power Balance. And so I'm going to keep this hand. Power Balance is a funny card. Is it a good card? No, it's a funny card. Whenever my opponent casts a spell, I check the top card of my deck. I reveal it to everyone. And if it happens to have the same mana value as the spell my opponent casts, I get to cast it for free. It doesn't move the card off the top of my deck otherwise. It just kind of shows it to them. It's kind of like Power Balance, but sillier. So if I wanted to here, I could use this Chrome Mox to play Anax, but instead, Power Balance. I could still play the Chrome Mox just for, like, funsies, but I don't really need to. So let's see if they cast a spell. They're confident. Just got them an Urborg, which I'm kind of jealous about. How come you never get me a land? When I play this, it's like, hey, you want to see what 6 cost cards you have in your deck? I guess. Reveal! Ugh, it's a land. It gives Devotion. If there's one deck I can put Power Balance in, it's this one. Oh, it's not a spell. It's a land. I'm still gonna keep revealing it. I keep showing them my mountain. Look, it's a mountain. It's like, good job, sweetie. We know you have a mountain. But it's a mountain. Do lands count for 0? They don't count as anything because they are not spells. You cannot cast a land. I'm going to use this Chrome Mox. Exiling. I think the Perforos, I don't think it'll be very useful against this kind of like sacrifice deck. I don't play Defiler of Instinct. And again you hit a land? Lucky. So, Thoughtseize. It was a land again. So they can drop something that can be cast from my graveyard, or they can cast Anax. There's usually a lot of symmetrical sacrifice cards in Sephiroth, since it's very good at getting the triggers. As long as 4 creatures die other than Sephiroth, you can get the flip, which gets you that emblem, which is like a Blood Artist thing. Ooh, Torment the Scarabs! Nice. Gonna make me a sacrifice and discard. Which do I feel? Which do I feel here? I'm gonna discard a card. This one. Because I'm going to do that anyway. Here comes Clive! And I'll kill the Dark Confidant here. Because it keeps getting them land. Stop giving them good card advantage. Yes, I would like to discard that. Draw 5. 6! Oh my god, right, because power balance. And I'll swing in with the Defiler. Yes, Counterbalance would see a 0 mana value card, like a mountain, or more realistically, an island, and be able to counter something that costs 0. Counterbalance, which is the card this is kind of parodying, is a much better card than Power Balance. However, this is a funnier card. Come on, just one. Have you ever just been so good at video games? I'm gonna hit your Shambling Ghast. Victory. That's gaming. A creature has died. Sephiroth gets a trigger. Is there like a count anywhere where I can see how many times it triggers in a turn? It's 1 for now. Yeah, you call a judge over. My opponent hit off Power Bounce. Come on, reveal. So close, yet so far away. Is that what we call a professional move? Yeah. You put the Power Balance in the deck because it costs 2, so it gives you 2 devotion. It's funny, and when it works, it makes you feel like you're the best gamer in the world. If you don't want to craft a copy of Power Balance, don't. If you are playing Commander, put this in your deck anyway. It's so fun. Also, if you bought like a fat pack of Modern Horizons 3, I believe that was the promo card in the fat pack, so you might just have a copy of it laying around for no reason. We each discard. Okay. Pyroclasm would hit a Theomancer and Snake. Shove aside hits that. I'll just drop a mountain. I have extra. I can continue to discard. Which card? This card. I'm gonna drop, actually, I'm not gonna drop Glittering Stockpile. I'm gonna drop, Shove Aside. Since Torbrand with Pyroclasm will only increase the damage dealt to my opponent's stuff. Torbrand, I'm not paying 2 life. Sorry, Defiler. So 2 damage to each of my cards, 4 damage to each of theirs. Oh, right, a fat pack, a booster bundle. I'm sorry, I used to buy them and they were called fat packs. Oh, I could have paid life for that. It wouldn't have been lethal. It would have been, actually, it would have been 1, 2, 3 damage, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more damage. So no, not quite lethal. Come on. I'm just that good. Not only did I get a Power Balance hit, I got 2 of them. Three. So close. Dude, there was a free monkey. Festering Mummy can kill it, but like... Oh, so good. Yeah, a fat pack is what we now call booster bundles. Booster bundles used to have a booklet in them. Sometimes it was a full book. And they still have dice. Yeah, like this is a die from a fat pack. Okay, Tormented Scarab. I discard a card, and then I attack in for lethal. I could even flip over Clive and give him haste. It all would be fun. GG, Sephiroth. Acererak, the Arc Lich, is going to be entering the dungeon and then returning to hand. I have... That's a cute spell. I got a Braid. I wish I had a 3rd land, but I am going to risk keeping this, hoping that I draw a 3rd land by the 3rd turn. I have a little bit of removal for artifacts, which is important because oftentimes Acererak is running a ton of artifacts to get various benefits, whether it's a Paradox Engine combo or getting drains or just ramping so they can cast things more. A lot of different options for this creature. I also do like the idea of Maddening Hex against them. I could go for the Plunderer, which will deal damage to them as I attack in. Hex is more of a, hey, the more you spend setting up, the more you might get hurt. But this is a riskier card. Here comes Acererak. They're going to put full control mode on so they can tap him for mana. They're using the bauble. And they've entered the dungeon of the Mad Mage. I will give them a treasure. Because I would like a treasure. I will use Key to the Archive over Nyx's Lotus. Time Warp, Counterspell, and Electrolyze. I will go for the Time Warp. And I'm going to drop, I think, Maddening Hex or Nyx's Lotus. There's a good chance I just go for Clive here. Yeah, it's tough getting, like, both of your big 4 mana rocks. Well, this one has the potential to generate, like, 10 plus mana. Well, that's rough. It also is, like, less utility. It has less filtering. It has less chance of getting me a cool spell. Do I need to create a treasure token here? I don't feel I do. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to play Clive. Discard my hand. And use that freshly discarded Gear Hulk to fuel my Phoenix so I can give Clive haste. Swinging in for 7 and an additional 2 damage off the Plunderer. They're down to 11 life. That Stronghold can make a lot of mana though, can't it? Okay, it turned 4 into 5, so not too crazy, but enough. Liliana can minus, making me sacrifice both of these. But I'm left with the Phoenix. Yay! Good bird. Acererak re-enters. Are they gonna tap it for mana here? They sure are. I do like that Clive can just drop the cards I don't want. By, I assume, stockpile. I'm going to draw a fresh hand here. Okay, Rising of the Day and a Harvester. Cool. So this is haste and a very scary creature. Phyrexian Harvester gives me a lot of devotion. I like that. But I also have the potential of just flip Clive over, give haste. He costs 6 to flip. I have enough to do that. And that means if they have a blocker, I can take it out and then swing in with a 9/9. Or they could say, oh, that creature can't attack. However, Clive does not transform in place. He exiles and returns to play, meaning he's technically a different creature, and I can blank that ability. The Dungeon of the Mad Mage doesn't phase me. 2 skeleton creatures could phase me, though. I got, what, 2 more runs off this? Oh, 2 skeletons. Ifrit, why can't you fly? So I can take out 1 skeleton and force them to block with the other if I go for that move. I think it's going to be better doing the Rising of the Day Harvester. Oh, wait, Fury will work. All right. Rising of the Day. I could do, by the way, just like these instead. This is the cool way to do it. Clive. Fight a skeleton. Awesome. Fury, you're killing a skeleton too. This is the most dead a skeleton's ever been. Taste the wrath. My Fury! And my Ifrit! Swing in for lethal. GG, Acererak. They almost made it through the dungeon. Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, will make me discard. I also make me discard, so that's not the worst thing in the world. It's just a matter of which cards I want to discard. Oh, turn 1 Dark Ritual. Please don't be Liliana. Oh, it's Bob. Hey, Bob. Like, you're cool, I guess. For everybody watching live, is this going to be a power balance game? Yes or yes? Also, Fred or Sophia, thank you for the 65-month resub. So Bob did not hit a big high-cost spell the way I wanted him to. Instead, hit a land. Kroxa comes down. I'm gonna drop Burn Down the House. It does, yeah, power balance never works except for when it does, and then it makes you feel like a god. Oh good, Deadly Dispute. Wait for them to kill Bob. Yeah, they need a couple more cards in their graveyard in order to escape Kroxa. You believe? I also believe. I will always believe in power balance. A 3-mana spell? I have many 3-mana spells in my deck. Fable. If I flip Fable off this... Dang, it was Cough! Play Mind Stone. Bob gets them. Corrupted Conviction. More sacrifice spells. They discard. That's going to let them get to Kroxa this turn. Oh, sacrificing Escape Tunnel for a land. I thought they would have used the land for it, but I guess you can use the Goblin mana to bring out Kroxa. I take 4. Oh, they're going for Sheoldred. Okay. Believe. Yes. Dang it. It was a land. I can play Koth. That would be able to kill Dark Confidant or the Goblin Shaman. Still seems fine to me. It'll attract damage to this. Or I could just plus and get another mountain in my hand. I don't think that's that helpful, though. I will go for Boppin' Bob. Next turn, I can Caldera Breaker, which would be able to kill Kroxa or Sheoldred, unless they make me discard everything here. Poor Bob. Bob was hitting low-cost cards for them. When I need them to be hitting high-cost cards that let me cast cool stuff for free. Bye, Koth. I have 8 cards in the grave. A very easy escape if they want it. Come on, power balance. Flip a Chandra. Oh, go blank. What do we get? Nothing. Since I know there's a land on top, I will discard the 2 lands in my hand. I draw. It hurts. And I'll play Caldera Breaker, killing Sheoldred. I get every single mountain out of my deck and underneath this. My hand is empty. I have nothing to discard. They could sacrifice it to Deadly Dispute, and then maybe Power Balance will hit. Oh, a nasty end. Reveal! Ah, Torbran. Are you gonna kill Caldera Breaker? cool. I got Devotion. We love Devotion. If they kill Caldera Breaker, I get 27 untapped mountains. But they could potentially kill me. Depending on what they have. Bitter Triumph. I already know what's on top of my deck. It's Torbrand. It does not cost 2. This will conjure some things into my deck, though, and shuffle. I no longer know what's on top of my deck. It's a mystery. They're swinging in with these two. They have a treasure. Playing Kroxa gets, it's 3 damage? Yeah. Because I have nothing to discard. Let's see. It's a 2-mana spell. I got Solar Transform. Thank you, Power Balance. I never doubted you. Not once in my life. I mean, I got the mana. I'll play it. Okay. Rising of the Day. Clive. Yes. Okay. Looks like I can kill Kroxa. They can escape it again, but I would have things to discard. And then I could Chandra kill the other ones. Or can I just kill them? How do I have 30 lands? Don't worry about it. Because that's 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16. 17 on Chandra. At the beginning of their upkeep, they will lose 1 life. But just to make sure, I don't have just like 2 damage here. Oh, I do, but I already played a land. Get in there! Boop. And there's the last damage. Unless, I think they have not played a bolt yet this game. They get the bolt! Let's go! Okay, reveal. And in the end, it was all worth it. If I hadn't played Arena of Glory and I had gone for the Ramanop, which I had drawn, I would have had the lethal. Too little, too late. But I did get Power Balance hits, which makes me a very happy person. GG, Kroxa. Tatyova Benthic Druid draws cards on landfall, even giving them a little life. So it's going to be a lot of ramp, land-based ramp especially, but probably some non-land-based ramp near the start. Your Llanowar Elves, Delighted Halflings, and hopefully other things that I can kill with Chandra. Or I'll kill her with Chandra. Chandra's great in this deck, by the way, because it's Devotion, it's ramp, it's more cards, it's everything you'd ever want. It's also just one of the best red cards, especially for big red. Breeding pool into a halfling. It's like we knew. And thankfully, the part of the Delighted Halfling that's usually very relevant is not as relevant here, which is the stopping things from being countered. I don't have many ways to counter things in decks because I'm a red deck. I don't do that. If I use Chandra here and I minus to kill Loot or the Hobbit, they can take her out using the other one. So I'm just going to use her to exile a card. It's another Chandra. I can't use it, goes away. And there's a bunch of Chandras in this deck. There's also, Koth, I think? I think there's a Koth in the deck, too. The one that cares about mountains. Alright, they didn't play extra lands. Oh, what a good card to have gotten. I will generate extra mana. Now, I'm a little afraid of this being a mana drain. So I am not going to go for X equals 4. I'm just going to go for X equals 2. I'm trying to... Excuse me? I'm trying to kill these two, but if it's a mana drain, I don't want them getting, like, all the mana in the world. as evidenced. So they get 4 mana instead of the 6 if I had gone all in on it. I was really hoping it would resolve, though, because that would have gotten me a treasure, and then I could have played the Fanatic of Mogus. They can play additional lands each turn, which could get them even more lands to play. Why do they always have mana drain? Because oftentimes you mulligan to hands that have like a counterspell and a ramp spell. Oh, they can now play even more additional lands and play lands off the top of their deck. Like, okay, well, not like that, because they didn't have one. Hello. This will also kill Chandra. So that gives me the choice of, do I want to use her for mana, keep her alive? Yep. And I will try to kill all of you. Excellent. Loot lives, but nobody else does. I'll play the land. I'm 1 short of Clive, but here's the Fanatic of Mogus to deal 3 to your face. Also, to block and protect Chandra. They do have a very scary card right here, though, but I could not have let that board stick around. Ashaya, everyone is now a land. Well, on their side of the field. Sylvan Safekeeper, they can now sacrifice lands to protect themselves. And I could go for Clive. I don't think Gearhulk's going to be that helpful here, other than being like a big chunker. So I'll start by just playing Clive. I would love to draw 5 cards. Thank you. Huh.
Today's my lucky day.
Does this... Yeah, okay. I was about to say, this kills Ashaya, right? It did. It removed her power and toughness by turning her into a mountain. Thank you, Blood Moon. That was really cash money of you. The tree did not like being made out of blood. It was gonna be a really cool tree, though. I'm glad that worked. Felothar, Dawn of the Abzan. I've got a little bit of early removal, some ramp, and ramp that's also a clone. Felothar will be sacrificing things, turning them into +1/+1 counters for the whole party. This is like an aggro scales commander if they built it similarly to how I had built it. Running a bunch of things that do stuff on enter the battlefield that I can sacrifice later. I am going to just shove the Hobbit. Nice. A solar transformer. Nice. We're going farmland. I guess they could play Felothar here. And do you sacrifice the plant to turn her into a 4/4? I sure do. I'll play this Defiler of Instinct. It's got first strike, it can discount my permanents, and it pings things. And if I can ping them, then they can't sacrifice them or buff them. Any of those. Aw, well, at least I gained 4 life. They swing in, there's nothing for them to sacrifice. Felothar, she can sacrifice herself. You probably don't want to, though. And I will be playing this Cursed Mirror as just itself. It is not coming in as a copy, and then count on luck. This is lots of good devotion. Kind of a slow piece of card advantage, but really good devotion for Clive. Also, it's got really silly art. Kodama, that is a modified creature. So they will be getting a land. Yeah, they had missed a land drop, or they just didn't play a land yet this turn. Okay, plains. Alright, what do we get in exile? Okay, Brotherhood's End. I... to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to make sure I... Perfect, okay. Phyrexian Harvester. Brotherhood's End. There are a couple free spells in my deck. I'm just like, if I hit it, I could get it. Nope, okay. Well, they go in my graveyard, that's fine. I have all the devotion in the world, which is fine because I have a Reliquary Tower. I tried to run as few lands that tap for colorless as I could in a deck because I am running super high devotion spells. But some super high devotion spells are worth having. Maybe not all the time, but they're cool. They'll have cool abilities. This is, by the way, kind of like Vindicator or Obliterator, but it's a digital only one, Phyrexian Harvester. Okay, do you sacrifice the food? Okay, so that's a 6/6 because of Conclave Mentor. I could technically block. I'm not going to. I would say it's kind of the worst of that cycle, though. It doesn't get any sort of, like, indestructible or anything. Clive. Let's draw some cards. Only one I can cast is Eidolon and the Great Revel, so I'll cast it. I could swing in there. I'll probably be, like, double blocking with some stuff. If I can flip over Clive, I am fighting with a 9/9. They only have one basic, which is notable for Blood Moon, but it would also turn off my Reliquary Tower. Uthgardt Fury could kill something if they don't buff it too much. Perforos could get me a ton of just direct damage. Alright, Felothar. Oh, I love the Beast token. This was from Wilds of Eldraine, this Beast token. It's so good. Adeline! That will get them a food, which is something to sacrifice. And they can sacrifice that food to put +2/+2 on all these creatures. Okay. Eidolon and Harvester in front of Sam, and just block that. They can choose, by the way, to deal no damage to this because of me double blocking. They could choose to put 6 damage just on the Eidolon. And notably, I am taking, what, 14 damage? Yeah, 1 short. If they have, I don't know, hardened scales here, I die. Or if they had it. I don't. It's fine. What do we get? Ooh, goodies. Eidolon can kill me if I get too greedy. Alright. I'm looking here. It's gotta be the stuff that costs 4 or more. I can kill Felothar with the flip. And how much does that leave me with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, and that costs 6. I'm trying to think if I have lethal off of, like, Twin Flame with haste. Twin Flame and Perforos. Sometimes you just gotta believe. Making sure it's using one of those. Don't use both. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, it totally doesn't kill them, does it? If they block here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, they block the biggest one. 2, 4, 10 foot. No, there we go. It's double damage. And I got 8 going through, which is 16. I did do the math right. Unless they can kill their Conclave Mentor at instant speed, but they can't. Whew! GG, Felothar. It's Yuffie, or more realistically, it's Yuriko. And thankfully, I have 1 mana removal in this hand, because they're going to be playing a cheap, evasive creature, and then ninjutsuing in Yuriko to get the ninja trigger, which is revealing from the top of your deck hitting your opponent for that much damage and getting that card. It's card advantage, it's damage, and she also is essentially always 2 mana to bring into play. This Blood Moon might also do something, we'll see. Blood Moon can be good. On their first turn, it's a Changeling Outcast. That is an unblockable creature. It is a ninja, and it is also dying. Ornithopter, great. You will also have an Ornithopter. I can't stop that. I could technically have saved the bolt for Yuriko herself, but as I said, she always costs 2 mana. She just comes back the next turn, and they can also still have unblockable damage. I have ways to block this. I have ways to kill this. I don't have ways to deal with that. I kill it. Do you want to cast some spells? By the way, right now, they do actually get Blood Moon locked, which I'm into. Eidolon also has the bonus of, it is a 2/2, which means it can block Yuriko without dying. So Yuriko comes out, gets a trigger. Hopefully I'm not losing too much life. It's just 1. Ornithopter, great. You lose 2 life. And now Blood Moon. I will lose 2 life. And then I'm going to sit here. You have 2 red mana. Listen, if you weren't Yuriko, I'd feel a little bad about this. But you are a Yuriko deck. Scourge of casual commander pods everywhere. You can swing in, I'll just block. Defiler of Instinct will give me some pings. I could also potentially get Clive out here. Oh, but how could I ever play Clive when I have power balance? Yes, it's worth 2 life. You know how much I love this card. Besides, it's 2 more devotion. I also just really love power balance. Dang, girl, you got any basics in that deck? They can't cast spells yet. Eventually they'll be able to. I think I'll bop the Ornithopter. In case I get a land and something else I can cast. Yeah, like Ragavan. I don't care if it hurts. It's worth it. No pain, no game. Swing in. Does Power Balance love me back? Yes. Power Balance is my best friend. Small price to play for Monkey. Roaming Throne! It's a ninja! Come on! Aw, boo! Oath of Chandra! I'll play Cough. I'll use the Cough to kill the Roaming Throne. I have many mountains. Oh yeah, this comes in untapped because it's a mountain.
This is for the fallen.
All things are mountains in this world. I'll pay 4 life for this. I know what I'm here for. It's removing ninjas from play and winning the game. Yeah, I'm glad Blood Moon did Blood Moon things. Cloud X Soldier freely equips things and hits ya. I have slow ramp, haste enabling, but most importantly, free leyline. Yeah, that's a keep. It's not like a super fast hand. This will deal damage though if they target me or my stuff. Cloud comes in and will also be making treasures when they attack. Oh, drawing cards when they attack with big things. And also making treasures. There we go. Gotta make him huge. Okay, Colossus Hammer. Yeah, that's a good equipment to put on him for free. What other equipment can you put on him for free? Kellen, that lets them tutor for an aura and an aura or an equipment. Nice, Utopia Sprawl for ramp. I could play Stockpile. I think I'm gonna go for Hex. It's like, but I can go for Enduring Courage and try to, like, race them next turn. No, I gotta play the funny card. Maddening Hex. If you cast a non-creature spell, you're taking a d6 worth of damage. Play the funny card, not the smart card. Besides, I know you want to enchant that forest. Come on, roll a 6, roll a 6, roll a 6, roll a 6, roll a 6. It's Devotion. I put a lot of, like, fun enchantments in this deck. They go from 22 to 20. They only took 2 damage. A pretty mid-roll. Uh-oh. They have Cloud next turn. And I do not have Burn Down the House mana. That's okay. I have an indestructible creature. He doesn't have Trample. Swords of Plowshares would definitely get them through, though. Yeah, I have 5 Devotion, because my deck's all about getting Devotion. So yes, Cloud is a 14/14. But I can block that. I'm not going to block the Voice of Victory. I don't do that much stuff at instant speed. Uh-oh, protection from red! I can kill these two. That'll happen. I'm trying to decide if I want to go for just making a bunch of little guys instead. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 if I were to swing with them, but then I would die. Imps are red, yep. If I attack with all of them, they don't die. They're looking at what this would do to them. Because that's 2 more damage and then 2 more damage on top of it. But that's if they target my things. Please kill them. No! Oh my god. There was a chance that that could have killed them. But it rolled a 2. They will get to deal 2 more damage to me as well. So that would be 19, 20, 21. And they go back up to 20. Ooh. I'm getting sliced. Maddening Hex, why'd you only deal 1 damage? This person, they got loaded dice. GG. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. Thankfully, I have a very fast hand. Though none of these spells can kill Nadu, they might be able to kill his friends. Nadu, though nerfed, still does approximately the same thing. You target your creatures with abilities and spells in order to get more cards, and that is well supplemented by Simic doing Simic things. Oftentimes it's using landfall abilities. Landfall will get you more lands, up to twice a turn at least. Is Nadu annoying? Yes. But so is Ragavan. They deserve each other. They're both terrible. Green, Sylvan Safekeeper. Yep, you can sacrifice a land to get a targeted ability. I am going to try to exile it. I do not think they will sacrifice their 1 land to do it, but they might. Okay, go monkey. I have 2 lands and they have none. I'm going to say that's a good start against the Simic deck. Yeah, 2 mana Stone Rain? Not bad. All right, Chrome Mox, not a land. Still mana, but it uses 2 cards to do it. Colony Ambush. Blooded Halfling. I assume they also have a land in hand because they could have just played this as a land. There's one that comes in tapped. And I could use Anger of the Gods, or I could use Lightning Bolt. I'm trying to think how many other weenies I think they'll play. I'm going to use the targeted one up before they can get the Nadu out. Great. They really didn't want Ragavan to hit? Yes. So they managed to get Nadu in play. I don't have a way to stop it, but I do have a way to discount things. So here's Fire Crystal. Yeah, Nadu will easily be able to rebuild the lands now that it is back. I'm impressed they got it out so fast. There's a land. They swing in for 3. Okay, not bad. You gonna hit my Fire Crystal? Don't worry about it. It doesn't do anything. It's just a crystal. Not worth smashing. Oh, Auto War. They're just putting it back in my hand. Fire Crystal. Again. Next turn I could play Clive. And I'll have haste. Here's Clive. I will discard my hand. Using my discount here. I could use Fury, but I'm going to swing in first. And I think I will use the Evoke, dropping Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And we'll see what they get off of Nadu's ability. Congratulations, it's Essence Flux. They can blink Nadu. I hate that he gets his own protection sometimes. That's fine. Maybe next turn I'll flip Clive over and he can fight Nadu. It ain't Nadu. It's Ifrit. Okay, Mox Amber. And I get to swing in for 9. Having haste enablers in this deck is really nice. Next turn, I'll be getting, is it 4 mana? Yep, 4 mana. Which means I can hopefully get rid of their blockers and swing in for 9, which is lethal. I will do this for X equals 6, since that lets me get even more damage than I would ever need. I'll do 6 to each of them. And it still leaves me with either Den of the Bugbear mana or Koth mana. Ifrit is a cool summon. So yeah, you got those lands back. What else you got? They get their Nadu triggers because I did target things. Growth Spiral in the graveyard. Mystic Sanctuary on top of the deck. Essence Flux. But they can't draw it. And even if they could draw it, I'm still in sorcery speed. They'd blink. I would kill Nadu. And we swing in for lethal. Yeah, them sacrificing their one land was a brave play. They did get lands back, but not much else. GG. Tifa Lockhart doubles her power on landfall, getting huge, killing you fast. And I don't have removal for her. I do have a really great ramp card, but I need ways to stop Tifa. Well, I guess that's removal. This only has first strike on my turn, and I get free devotion in the form of Leyline of Combustion. Promising Vein. Yeah, that could be sacrificed. I got a mountain. You got the boots. These boots also increase Tifa's power, so she'll do more power faster. I don't know if they'll play Tifa this turn. If they have ways to protect her, probably not. I could go for this Needlehead, or I could go for the Signet for potential double spell the next turn. I mean, I could potentially double spell anyway. It would just be this into this. Razorkin Needlehead. If you draw cards, it hurts you. Not as good against mono green. Still a helpful card to have. I can try to Chainsaw Tifa. This doesn't have flash or anything, though. Tifa gets booted up, and that means she only has Ward 1. I can deal with Ward 1. Power Balance, do not tempt me right now. Chainsaw, going for Tifa, and paying Ward 1. I have successfully chainsawed Tifa. Let's rev up those friars. I also have good devotion now. Chat's like, I can't believe you didn't go for Power Balance. You know I wanted to. Oh my god, the top decks. Crude Abattoir. This is an arena-only card, but it's perfect for what I'm doing here, which is 2 damage and 1 more devotion. I'm feeling good. Arcane Signet and Power Balance. Swinging for 2. The other side isn't going to do much, but it's like, hey, if I have extra mana, I can do it. I have non-combat damage sources like the fight, like the burn. Oh, yes, of course I'm going to... Aw, it's a mountain. Of course I'm going to reveal. I love shouting reveal. They got a Windswept Heath. They can save that for later for Tifa. And they're swinging in for 2. Bring out Clive. He's big. He's got a lot of devotion. He's going to draw me 10 cards. A normal number of cards to draw. And I'll swing in with the Needlehead. The Clive can block. Discard 3 cards. I'll drop Solar Transformer. I think a land and a land. Yeah, we might get Ifrit next turn. I didn't get any haste enablers. But I did get some little guys. And I also have the win. GG, Tifa. It is Vivi. Vivi's real tough for me because he quickly gets bigger than I can remove. Key to the Archive gives me a chance at getting rid of him. And even though this is a kind of slow hand, I'll still keep it. Vivi will be getting additional power, getting additional damage, and getting additional mana each time they cast non-creature spells, which is crazy. Why do you do all those things? Why don't you need to tap for your ability? Why do you get both direct damage and combat damage. Why are you like this, Vivi? I like your character. You're so cute and tragic. Do you guys like that Vivi has, like, the pushed mythic rare and Zidane is a random uncommon? He is a little guy. I gotta play Count on Luck. This is a little bit of Impulse Draw each turn. Also, 3 Devotion. And really weird art. Opera Love Song. Okay, 2 cards in exile. It is Grab the Prize and Reckless Impulse. Okay, so this tells me that this is a Vivi Storm deck. These things that are essentially like drawing 2 cards are good for storming with Vivi. Hey, Von Beater, thank you for the 3-month resub. I'm going to try to kill Vivi with Chandra. Brotherhood's End could as well, but I have a feeling they can cast a spell, and it only takes 1. Okay, unfortunately, it's one that puts that back into my hand. If I had gone for Brotherhood's End, we wouldn't have gone. I'll keep that on top. It will go into exile. All we do is exile Chandra's. Curse you, free counter spells. The Apprentice's Folly. Choose target non-token creature. Make a token. Not legendary. It is a reflection. Not enough to kill them with the banditry. I can kill OG Vivi. And then they can't get another copy for the next turn, because it has to copy a non-token. Goldspan Dragon, that's going to be treasures and damage. Bye, Chandra. Thank you for doing what you did. Okay, Fire Crystal, land, and the reflection goes away at the start of the next turn. I'm actually going to just use this to get rid of that treasure token. If they're VV Storm, they want to be able to take as many possible moves in one turn. If I can take 2 mana away from them, at least I'm doing something with that mana. And I'm trying to set up for a big Spiteful Banditry next turn. Goldspan Dragon's good. Yeah, I considered putting it in this deck. Tome of the Infinite. That will get them infinite spells, but just 1 a turn unless they Paradox Engine. It's going to be one of these different 1-mana spells. Ooh, a dragon for me? Or a big Spiteful Banditry. I'd be able to pay for Force Spike. Is it Force Spike? Cool, and that gets me a treasure. Den of the Bugbear coming in. All right. And Clive is currently drawing 9 cards. I'm real into draw 9 cards. I'd like to play these as well. Okay, Duress. Which of my silly mana rocks would you like to get rid of? Okay, the one that can get a broken spell. Noted. Sleight of Hand. Looking at cards, moving them around. I should be very happy that, like, the Opera Love Song hit 2 cards they couldn't use super well at the start of the game. Okay, that's a land. I'll play a land. I'll play a Lotus. And I'll play a Clive. He resolves. He also does have haste from Fire Crystal. Oh, he got Swordsdid. Okay, I only draw 7. Oh, no. Yeah, I'll take 7. What do we got? Good cards. Nice. I've got a Haste Enabler. I got Board Wipe. I got Cloth, single target removal. Uthgar's Fury, some damage to anywhere. Fable. Pyroclasm probably won't do much against them. And they're going for Stormin'. I'm I'm surprised they didn't keep that giant growth. Giving Vivi 3 more power for 1 mana is getting, 4 more mana for 1 mana. Monkey. Oh, hi, can I get my devotion before I use that? Ragavan. Fable. Cough.
If there can be no victory, then I will fight forever.
Fury. Boop. Tapping for that. Phoenix. Clive. Discard my hand. Enduring Courage. Fear of missing out. And I attack. That seems worth it. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Wow, Clive is really fun and he gets a lot of value. Also, shout out to Power Balance for being Power Balance. This is probably the only deck I'll ever get to put it in, and I can't believe it got me things. This deck is really great. I loved having the excuse to run high-cost red spells and things that have lots of red pips. It's not often that you get to build around devotion as a theme rather than just a thing that's happening as you're playing gods. So it was really nice to get to play these. I think that this deck is good, and I think Clive is good. I think that this deck performed very well against the cards it was matching into. And you probably picked up on this from the video. It's matching into some pretty tough commanders. Not just the Vivis and Tifas, but matching into like Tatyova's landfall things. I ran into some control decks, some combo decks, but the versatility of the damage I can deal made it feel like I was still able to stay in for a lot of those matches. If you're looking for my deck list, it's in the description. I will definitely recommend Clive if you are looking for a big red commander that's not a planeswalker. I found that like Clive did great. The fact that he draws you cards is enough to justify him. And if you flip him over, turn him into a 9/9, give him haste, well, even better. You have a 9/9 with haste. That's great. 9/9s with haste are good. And just 9/9s that fight things, also good. It's more removal than you'll usually get in red. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.